and good day to our dearest classmates. We are the Group 11 and we were given the topic of health and medicine, and my co-presenters are Kosari Joyce Ann, Daa Brian Hill, and Dala Princess Divine. And I am Michael Jan Kayabyab. So, in this topic, we will learn about um, uh, multiple subtopics of health and medicine. So let's move forward to our objectives. And our objectives of this topic are learn and distinguish the difference between pandemic and epidemic, understand zoonotic and its consequences and purpose of bioweapon, describe vaccine technology and its advantages, learn the importance of mRNA, discover the purpose and importance of CRISPR, and understand the importance and harmful effect of GMO. So, by the end, we'll learn all of these objectives. So, let us move forward to pandemic and epidemic, which will be presented by Mr. Daa.
Epidemic and pandemic. Next slide, please. What is epidemic? Epidemic is a rapid spread of disease to a large number of hosts in a given population within a short period of time. Ang epidemic daw po is isa po tong epidemic ay isang site na mabilis sumaganap sa isang populasyon o isang komunidad po. Pwede po siyang sa city lang or sa isang bansa. Tapos po, yung neto, yung examples po ng epidemic, yellow fever tsaka cholera. Yung yellow fever po sa part ng Africa. Mano po siya sa part ng Africa, tapos sa North America, part ng North America. Tapos itong cholera naman po sa may Africa rin, since po siya diarrhea. Next slide please. Pandemic. An outbreak of a disease that occurs over a wide geographic area, such as multiple countries or continents. Epidemic that spread over several countries. Yung pandemic naman po, sakit po siya na lumalaganap sa buong mundo po. Pwede po siyang maging epidemic muna, tas bago maging pandemic. Pinaka-example po nito is yung COVID-19. Kasi virus siya, tas HIV rin, tsaka Spanish flu. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Next po, we will be discussing about zoonotic diseases. So, as we all know, tayo pong mga Pilipino is very close with animals and lagi po tayong may contact sa kanila kasi animals provide many benefits po sa atin. Many people interact with animals in their daily lives, both sa bahay or away from home. Animals provide food, companionship to people across the globe. Nagkakaroon po tayo ng contact sa kanila in either urban or rural settings. During travel, while visiting animals, exhibits, or while enjoying outdoor activities. However po, animals can sometimes carry harmful germs that can spread to people and cause illness. These are known as a zoonotic diseases. So, yung zoonotic po na word came from the Greek word zoon means animal and nosos is disease. So, it means animal disease po siya. So, zoonosis refers to diseases that can be passed from animals to human. They are sometimes called zoonotic disease. Um, Zoonotic diseases are caused by harmful germs like viruses, bacteria, parasites, and fungi. May iba't ibang pong types ang zoonotic diseases. Next slide po. First one is bacterial zoonotic diseases. These are caused by bacteria that can be transmitted from animals to humans. Ang first example po nito is Salmonella infection. Salmonella is a bacterium that can cause an illness called salmonellosis in humans. It is often spread through contaminated food or water, causing gastrointestinal illness. Ang next example po nito is Lyme disease. It is transmitted through tick bites, leading to symptoms like fever, headaches, and fatigue. Next type po ng zoonotic disease is the viral zoonotic diseases. These are caused naman po by viruses that can infect both humans and animals. Ang first example po is rabies or rabies. So, familiar po tayo dito kasi siguro halos po lahat sa atin nakagat na ng aso or pusa. So, ang rabies po is a fetal viral infection typically transmitted through bites and scratches from infected animals affecting the nervous system. So, pag hindi po naagapan agad to or hindi agad nabigyan ng medical help, pwede po tayong mamatay dito sa rabies. So, mag-ingat po tayo sa mga alaga nating pets kahit alam po nating ano sila, mababait. Hindi po natin masasabi kung meron silang rabies o wala. So, next one is Ebola. It is a severe viral disease with high mortality rate, primarily transmitted through contact with infected animals or their bodily fluid. Next slide po. The next one is parasitic zoonotic diseases. From the word parasitic, it is caused by parasites that live on or in hosts, including humans and animals. First example po nito is toxoplasmosis. It is caused by the parasite called Toxoplasma gondii. It is often transmitted through contaminated food or cut pieces, leading to flu-like symptoms. The next one is leptospirosis. So, siguro po familiar din tayo dito. And ito po, ibig sabihin po nito is, it is caused by bacteria of the Leptospira genus, often spread through contact with contaminated water or soil. So, ngayon po, tag-ulan, madaming lugar yung binabaha. So, advisable po na magstay na lang sa home kaysa po lumusob sa baha kasi po baka makakuha po tayo ng leptospirosis through baha. So, next is fungal zoonotic diseases. These are caused by fungi naman po that can infect humans through contact with infected animals or their environment. So, example nito is histoplasmosis. It is caused by the fungus Histoplasma capsulatum. It is typically found in bird or bat droppings and can affect the lungs when inhaled. So, next slide po. So, how zoonotic diseases spread from animals to humans? So, meron po tayong iba't ibang pathway. First one is direct contact. This happens when you touch an infected animal's saliva, blood, urine, mucus, feces, or other bodily fluids. For example, petting sick animals can expose you to germs. So, pag may nakita po tayong animals or yung pets po natin na may mga open wounds, huwag niyo na pong hawakan yun because baka meron po silang mga harmful germs that causes zoonotic diseases. Next pathway po is indirect contact. Germs can also spread by touching places where animals live, like farms or shelters, or by handling objects that have germs on them, such as bedding or food bowls. So, it is essential po to clean yung mga places na tinitirhan ng mga animals or yung mga tirahan po ng mga pets natin sa loob ng bahay natin because baka po pag hinahawakan po natin yung mga surface nun is merong mga germs that causes zoonotic disease. Next pathway po is vector-borne. It is by being bitten by a tick or an insect like mosquito or flea. Next one is foodborne. Eating or drinking contaminated items can also lead to infection. This includes consuming raw milk, undercooked meat or egg or fruit, and vegetables that have been contaminated with animal feces. So, pagkain po tayo ng mga pagkain, siguraduhin po natin malinis because you never know if yung meat po has germs that can cause zoonotic disease. Next is waterborne. It is by drinking or coming into contact with water that has been contaminated with feces from uninfected animals. So, sa waterborne po, best example po dyan yung leptospirosis, which is yung nakukuha po natin sa mga ihi ng daga. So, pag lumusog po tayo sa baka po magkaroon tayo na. And next slide po. To better understand and combat these diseases, we have important institutions in the Philippines, such as Research Institute for Tropical Medicine, or RITM for short, and Virology and Vaccine Institute of the Philippines. So, ang Research Institute for Tropical Medicine is institute po that established as the research arm of the Department of Health for infectious and tropical diseases. The primary function of RITM is to undertake research in the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of tropical diseases of national public health importance. Next is Virology and Vaccine Institute of the Philippines. BIP is a newly proposed institute aimed to enhancing the country's capacity to research viruses and develop vaccines. Yung institute po nito or yung bill is na-approve nung third reading by the House of Representatives noong December 5, 2022. Together, RITM and VIP are essential in understanding zoonotic diseases and their impact on human health. Their work helps keep our community safe and healthy. So, next na po tayo sa next presenter ng bioweapon, which is si present po ni Kaya Biab.
So let us proceed to bioweapon. Next slide, please. Bioweapon, from the word itself, bio, which means life, and weapon, which means an object that has the purpose of inflicting harm to somebody. Biological and toxin weapons are either microorganisms like virus, bacteria, or fungi, or toxic substances produced by living organisms that are produced and released deliberately to cause disease and death in humans, animals, or plants. Now, according to Schneider 2014, biological weapons disseminate disease-causing organisms or toxins to harm or kill humans, animals, or plants. They generally consist of two parts: a weaponized agent and a delivery mechanism. So, biological agents, which are capable of secondary transmission, can also lead to epidemics, which means bioweapon itself is a um, what you call weapons of mass destruction. Kasi, katulad po ng sinabi ko kanina, uh, ang bioweapon ay pwedeng mag-lead sa epidemic. And if not treated agad-agad, pwede siyang mag-lead sa pandemic. And ang maraming teorya ang bumubuo noong pandemic natin noong 2020, which was caused by um, coronavirus. And ang mga isa sa mga ang mga isa sa mga teorya doon is ang coronavirus daw is isang bioweapon na may purpose na magbawas ng mga populasyon dito sa mundo. Kasi as we all know, ang Pilipinas tuloy. What I mean is ang mundo natin is rapidly nag-gain ng population, which is not good for us kasi aside sa mga land natin na na-occupy na before naman hindi, is tumataas din yung presyo ng bilihin dahil doon. Now, the use of biological agents is napakalala, and the risk of using this agent is by terrorist attack is thought to be increasing. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina na may mga teorya na ang coronavirus daw is bioweapon. Ibig sabihin nun, bioweapon cannot be or hardly seen as something na gawa ng tao. Pwede siya maging sabihin na natin na cause ng natural and from the fact na hindi natin kaya or like mahirap unawain or i-distinguish na gawa ito ng tao is sobrang lala para sa atin kasi pwede itong magamit sa mga war and pwede ring gamitin ng mga terorista katulad ng sabi ko kanina. So let us move sa harmful effects na ito. Ang harmful effects naman nito ay pwede nga katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, pwede siyang magamit as military, attack military yun. Pwede rin siya magamit na critical assassination or even the pagpapabawas or pagsira ng mga livestock or agricultural produce to cause food shortages and economic loss. Even creation ng paggawa ng ng environmental catastrophes and the introduction of widespread illnesses, fear, and mistrust among the public katulad ng sinabi ko. So, let us move forward sa examples. So, nakalagay dito ay aflatoxin, anthrax, botulinum toxin, and more on. Pero bibigyan ko na lang ng mas specific per, let's say, bacteria, virus, and fungi. So, move forward po tayo. Next slide, please. So, isang example sa bacteria which is the plague. The plague is a disease way back sa 1500s, if I'm not wrong. And during those days is hindi pa ganun ka-advance ang ating teknolohiya. Pero maaari na ang mga political, or let's say mas higher ups na na mga tao during that day is kaya ng mag-intentionally gumawa nito by simply modifying rats, or like let's say rats. Kasi pwede ring ginawa nila that time is nung mga higher ups to provide, let's say provide, rather to reduce mga tao that time is minodify nila yung rat by uh, keeping it as a experiment, tapos during that experiment ay pwede nilang ginamit ay pina-evolve, or let's say development ng rat that time, and nag-cause nito is parang yung mga fleas ng rat that time is ay pwedeng dumapo sa mga tao. So move forward tayo sa virus na. So ito, may trivia ko rito, which is this is a smallpox disease. Did you know that this disease is primarily made para sa ikamatay ng tao. So parang man-made talaga siya. The ginawa siya during the Indian and yeah. So ginawa siya dati during the Indian and German, if I'm not mistaken. Para mapatalo yung isang side ng kalaban. So move forward po tayo sa kabila. Sa fungi naman po. So bioweapon, hindi lang siya sa tao, di ba? Pwede rin siyang sa animals and plants. And isa sa examples nito, yung sa fungi natin, which is rice blast, kung tawagin, or leaf blast. Ang purpose naman nito is ang ginagawa ng rice blast is, from the word itself, rice blast, sinisira niya yung mga palay, which will cause pagbaba or pagsira ng agrikultura ng mga mamamayan. And that will be all sa bioweapon. So let us move forward to vaccine technology, which will be discussed by Dala.
Vaccine technology. So what is vaccine? Vaccine is any preparation of that annual pathogen or their products that when introducing into the body stimulates the production of protective antibodies or T cells without causing the disease. Yan po yung mga example na pwedeng iturok sa atin. Like, there are 6 types of vaccine technology. Live attenuated vaccine. Pathogens like virus or bacteria are weakened by genetics manipulation to limit its growth to not cause death to the host. In something modified version or of live vaccine, an organism that related to the pathogen is used that naturally grows poorly in humans. The weakened pathology generates a broad immune response in the host, similarity to that shown by ineffective individuals with natural pathogen. Ang example po dyan ay yung measles, tapos mumps and rubella vaccine and varicella chicken and chicken pox. Yung ano pa pala, meals po pala, yun yung tigdas. Tapos yung mumps ay yung beke na karaniwang nangyayari tuwing sa leeg or somewhere na tinutubuan ito. Tapos parang nilalagyan na lang siguro to ng yung parang blue na ano or pwede ka na magpa-check sa doktor po nun. Tapos yung rubella naman po is yung pangangate or red rash. Yun po yung kadalasang pag na-contaminate ka ng germs or bacteria, pwede ka pong katihin or magkaroon nito.
Tao po, pakailangan na po yung walis mo.
Varicella or say chicken pox. Yung chicken pox po is karaniwang nangyayari tuwing mga 10 to 10 pataas 10 to 10 years old pataas. Ito po yung nangyayari pag na-contaminate ng hangin, lalo silang dumadami. So, pag nagkaroon ka po nito, kailangan mo po talagang pumunta sa doctor or sa hospital para magpa-inject ng vaccine. So, ito po yung mga antibodies na pwedeng mag-target sa sakit nyo. Inactivated or death vaccine. The disease-caused pathology is killed or inactive usually through a thermal application of high temperature or chemical formalin process, such as vaccine with administered and electric of robust immune response that mimic most of the response since during an infection. Example po nito is yung polio vaccine. Ito po yung malawakang sakit ng nervous system na kinabibilang ng na influenza. This is the way na paano nag-inactive yung vaccine na tinuturok sa inyo. Acelera or Sobenit vaccine. Acelera means nothing contain the whole cells do not contain the whole bacteria or viruses. Instead, they contain polysaccharides or proteins from the surface of the bacteria or virus. These polysaccharides or proteins are the part that our immune system recognizes as foreign and invoke immune response against them. There are many types of circular vaccine. Yeah. Example po dito is yung flu or trangkaso, yung tinatawag. Ito yung infection sa ilong, lalamunan at baga. Bahagi ng sistemang paghinga. Ang trangkaso kasi, yun yung parang virus na sumisira sa immune natin. Tapos may isa pang example dito is yung stomach flu. Yung nagdudulot ng pagtatayo, pagsusuka. Karamihan, sa taong may trangkaso. And ito yung mga antibodies na ga-inject dito. Okay. Toxoid vaccine. Toxoid vaccine use inactive toxins to target the toxin activity created by the bacteria rather than targeting the bacteria itself. The goal of the toxoid vaccine is to give people a way to neutralize those toxin with antibodies through vaccination. Katulad po dito is yung tetanus vaccine. Tetanus vaccine or tinatawag na bakuna na ginagamit upang maiwasan ng tetanus. Sa panahon ng pagkabata, 5 dosin ang nirekomenda dito. Ika-6 ay binibigay ng panahon sa pagdadalaga. Pagkatapos ng 3 dosin ay halos lahat ay simula immune na. Ngunit ang karagdagang dosin tuwing 10 taon ay nirekomenda upang manatiling kaligtasan sa sakit. And this is how the toxoid vaccine release into the body. Viral vector vaccine. Viral vector vaccine use a harmless virus to deliver to the host cells and genetic codes of antigen you want the immune system to fight. They are basically a gene delivery system. In doing so, information about the antigen is delivered which triggers the body immune response. Katulad ng sinabi ni kanina, Ebola vaccine, ito po yung ginagamit natin para masugpo po yung sakit na Ebola. Tapos yung COVID-19 vaccine din po, ito yung ginamit natin ng nag-COVID para ma-immune natin pag nagkaroon ulit tayo ng panibagong virus against it. And this is how they use the viral vector vaccine. Messenger RNA vaccine. One of the newest and most exciting areas. Hindi ko mabasa. Use a harmless virus to deliver. Ay, hindi pala yun. Sorry. Mabasa kasi. In vaccine technology is the use of mRNA vaccine, unlike conventional vaccine which can take many months or even years to pollinate. Kagaya po nito is yung Pfizer, yan po yung ginamit natin sa COVID-19 para maiwasan na magkaroon. Ganito po yung paano mag-active yung Pfizer or yung booster na ginagamit natin. So, next slide po is magpe-present.
Ito po yung CRISPR. CRISPR stands for Clustered Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats. Next, please. CRISPR is a family of DNA sequences found in the genomes of prokaryotic organisms such as bacteria and archaea. Each sequence within an individual prokaryotic cell is derived from a DNA fragment of bacteriophage that had previously infected the prokaryote or one of its ancestors. Yung CRISPR daw po, pamilya siya ng DNA sequence na makikita sa genome ng prokaryotic organisms like bacteria tsaka archaea. Tapos ang pagkakasunod-sunod po ng nasa loob ng prokaryotic cells, galing po sa galing po siya sa DNA fragment bacteriophage na dati nang nahawaan ng prokaryote. Next slide. Ang purpose po nitong CRISPR can precisely modify a piece of DNA or its chemistry called epigenetics in the human body, making it a potential tool for clinical uses in the biomedical sciences. Yung CRISPR po, ang purpose po nito is yung ma-modify yung piece ng DNA, na-edit siya, pwede siyang ma-edit tapos mababago yung DNA mo. Mababago po siya. Mababago nito yung DNA mo po. Tapos, pa-next po.
Thank you, Mr. Brian Gill. Before we move sa GMO, I would like to clarify myself kanina. Hindi po siya Indian and it's a smallpox. Hindi po siya Indian and Germany na war, but rather French and Indian war. So let us move forward to GMO or genetically modified organisms. Next slide po. GMO is a plant, animal, or microbe in which one or more changes have been made to the genome, typically using high-tech genetic engineering in an attempt to alter the characteristic of an organism. Genes can be introduced, enhanced, or deleted within a species across species. Okay, so wait lang. Move. Genes can be introduced, enhanced, or deleted within a species, across species, or even across kingdoms. GMOs may be used for a variety of purposes, such as making human insulin, producing fermented beverages, and developing pesticide-resistant in crop plants, according to Smith 2024. So, yung pinakasimpleng definition po ng GMO is organisms with altered DNA for desired traits. So, why do we have or why do we need a GMO? The importance of it is the GMO lies in their ability to increase food production, enhance nutritional value, and provide resistance to pests and environmental stresses, ultimately contributing to food security and sustainable agriculture in a rapidly growing global population. Move forward. So, let us move forward sa examples of genetically modified organisms. One is herbicide-resistant crops, insect-resistant crops, golden rice, and gene-edited livestock. Pero mas marami pa po tayong example dito. Mga ano lang to, general example. Move forward po tayo. So, GMO is like a double-edged sword. May pros and cons po tayo dito. Ang pros naman po ng GMO ay nagbibigay po to ng pest control sa mga crops natin. Enhanced growth para sa crops and animals natin or livestock natin. Scientific research dahil sa the more we use GMO, the more we understand them. Therefore, the more scientific research na magde-develop. And food security. Since we use GMO to enhance crops and livestock, since they are more without GMO or way back, they are more vulnerable to diseases, uh, insects, pests, etc. So with the help of GMO, we can provide a much more security sa ating plants or livestock. So let us move forward sa cons naman ng GMO. Move forward po. So, isa sa mga cons ng GMO dito is toxicity. There is a new evidence that glyphosate exposure may increase the relative risk of non-Hodgkin lymphoma by 41%. Since we use GMO, we alter the DNA. There is more likely of a higher risk para sa new diseases then. Since most GMO crops are resistant to herbicides such as a Roundup, so farmers may use herbicides to kill surrounding weeds without damage their crops. But Roundup itself and its active ingredient glyphosate, which is may mataas or let's say na may evidence na nagpapataas to ng risk ng non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Moving on sa allergic reaction, there is a small risk that GMO foods can trigger an allergic reaction, but this will only happen if the genetic change triggers the production of an allergen. So, let's give an example. Let's say na ikaw, nanonood ngayon, let's say na may allergy ka sa almond nuts or let's say Brazil nuts, then you go ahead sa pagkain ng soybean na may genetically modified with the DNA of almond nuts or Brazil nut. You have a slight chance na magkaroon ng allergic reaction dahil mayroon na DNA yung soybean na kinain mo na allergic ka. So, move forward tayo sa farming practices. The adoption of GMOs can undermine traditional farming methods and local seed varieties, leading to a loss of agricultural heritage. Since we use GMO, we become much more secure, diba? But at the same time, we lost some practices na kaugalian ginagawa dati. Let's say yung paggawa ng pesticide, since we have GMO now, we can just alter the DNA na mas malakas siya or mas malakas yung crop na may against sa insects or pests. Unlike before, na ginagawan pa ng para farmers natin na magkaroon or let's say alagaan ng mas mabuti gamit yung products na anti-pest or Move on tayo sa consumer choice. The lack of labeling for GMO products can limit consumers' ability to make informed choices about the foods they consume, raising ethical concern about transparency. So, katulad po ng sinabi ko kanina, yung sa allergic reaction, mataas din yung, or marami ring cases ngayon na mga GMO is hindi nilalagyan ng label na GMO sila. Kaya, yung ibang mamimili natin is kinukuha lang nila thinking that it's 100% organic despite being not 100% organic. Which, tulad ng sinabi dito, raising ethical concern about transparency. Since we, the consumers, have the right to know what we are buying. It's basically inaapakan or nilalagpasan nila yung uh, privacy, or let's say kagustuhan natin, or yung rights natin na piliin kung ano yung gusto natin at alam natin. So, yun lang naman ang cons na GMO. Pero marami pang iba ang pros and cons of GMO. This is just a general or a general pros and cons ng GMO. Move forward po tayo. Kung meron pa. Okay, so that's it. Since thank you for listening and staying with us sa hanggang sa dulo. Since we are the group Health and Medicine, we would like to raise awareness, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, katulad ng sinabi ni Kosare, bumabaha at nag-iiba na yung lakas ng bagyo ngayon. Kaya we would like to advise everyone to stay safe, keep being hygienic, and take care of yourself. Ayun lang po. Thank you.